So we will begin the meeting. So as usual, we are streaming our meeting, and is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will go on. There are no public hearings, and there are no delegations. So we'll go on to question period. Are there any questions about tonight's agenda? There's all three of you tonight.
I've got one on, oh, sorry.
I didn't think you were part of question period.
But
I'll entertain your question.
We're really not there yet, so.
Okay, so we can wait till we're there.
Sure.
So we'll move on to part one, the consent agenda. Is there anything that anybody would like to sever off the consent agenda? Okay, so we'll go on with the consent agenda.
Moved by Councillor Malott, seconded by Councillor Dufour. Be it resolved that items F1 to K2 inclusive contained in Part 1 consent agenda be adopted.
Okay, so we'll just run through the items like usual, and then if there's any questions or comments on any of those items, we will stop and have the discussion at that point in time. So under the adoption of minutes, we had a regular meeting of council on November 12th and a special meeting of council on November 12th. Any questions or comments on those minutes? Okay, board and committee reports. We had a corporate services committee meeting on November 5th. Okay, we had no matters arising from the in-camera session. We had corporate services meeting of November 5th. We have two items of business. One is a recommendation regarding the fee bylaw. Yes.
The recommendation for the fee bylaw, is that's supposed to go back, right? For reevaluation? Yes?
Let me just back up to the beginning of this.
Well, it's yes, but it's going back for reevaluation.
Okay.
I was looking at Paula.
Oh, sorry.
She was admitting.
Well, I'm just going to go kind of to. Sorry, that's one of those things. Let me go to the analysis section. What we've done is there is a couple of things that were changes that were made in here, but then if there's anything else from the department managers, rather than waiting for everything to come all at once, my understanding is things are going to come back one at a time. You were looking at me like I have 10 heads.
No. Well, it's pretty straightforward. There were just some clerical cleanup changes,
Right.
but then each department is going to go through their schedules. So I think there's 5 schedules, and they'll all come back when we've had a chance to review them. So this was really the one big change was to reduce the tax certificate. Otherwise, it was just a little bit of a cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the thing I guess I was worrying about was the fact that some of these prices are pretty high, and it's sort of and they're using square feet instead of square meters. Most everyone else was using square meters, so it was just we're using square feet, so that makes the cost even higher. In
Well, no, it would be
application.
that would make it higher. It would just
Yeah, it makes it higher.
No, it doesn't. It's just a unit conversion.
Yeah.
You change your price to reflect the square meter if you're.
Well, if that was done, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So as our CEO was saying, is that staff would recommend each schedule be reviewed to take a look at what other municipalities are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So those will come back if there's any changes that are warranted in the individual fees. So we do a comparison with other municipalities and see where we're standing in comparison with other municipalities. So the only change on here is a little bit of change in Schedule A. So it was just taking a look at the review of fees and the allocation of some of the actual costs. And then the results of his study is going to come back at a future date. Right? So if there's changes in Schedule A, that's going to come back. Schedule B, the big change was the reduced tax fee for tax certificates. And there's a little bit of detail in the staff report in terms of why. So it's gone from $81 to $65. So there's been a reduction of that fee. And then
Say that again, please.
To get
Just the last part?
yeah, so there's been a reduction in fee from $81 to $65
Okay,
to get a tax certificate. And so that was looked at other municipalities, they have a range of $40 to $108. So we've reduced our fee to $65. And it's to assist people that are selling their houses. Lawyers are trying to figure out where they are in terms of tax allocation, in terms of who gets what property. Like that's written in the analysis of our staff report.
mhm,
And then there are a few other cleanup items that were created. So as it stands right now, the Public Services Committee has recommended that we accept the fee schedule as it is, and we'll see this come as we get review from other departments. Am I correct in saying that?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we passed a motion to try, I don't know if there's been a motion or a directive for staff to come back by February, okay, with a review of the fees, whether they should change, an assessment of how they compare with other communities as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I also did some checking, and I was trying to identify with us the price and everything. And the square, for us, we charge like $18 per $1,000. Other places charge like anywhere from $8.50 to $10.50. So that's quite a difference.
Okay, but that's what Councilor Foster is saying.
Yeah.
That's gonna go through the department managers, they're gonna undertake a review,
Mhm.
take a look at what the fees are.
Right.
And then if there's changes based on other municipalities, then that will come back.
But this came into force on January 2019, right? I mean, is that what we're using? Is that what we were using?
So the schedule of fees bylaw, it came into effect long before that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
indexed annually for CPI. So, this recommendation isn't, I mean, we had an issue early on before council started talking about building permits, about that tax fees, and people were trying to avoid it. It was causing a lot of trouble. And so we wanted to recommend that get changed immediately before we wait for the review of the entire bylaw.
Okay.
So that was, and I think, originally it was on September corporate services, but then we didn't get to it. And then October corporate services got canceled, so it's been
Okay.
a long time coming to council, but it's really just to clean up this because, for example, the NSFP was listed on a couple different schedules, so we only need it once. And just a few little things like that.
Okay.
The building department is reviewing fees, and I know that they're working on it, so
Okay.
it will be coming. It's just that's not part of it.
This time.
Yeah.
Well, then shouldn't we wait until we get everything before we vote on anything here? Like, should we get all the information prior to
Because
voting?
what the RCAO has just said, that if we want to make the change on that tax certificate right away, right? So we'll make that change. We'll vote as it is right now, and then as other fees coming up, as other departments do their review, and they may suggest the fee increases or decreases, that will come one at a time as the departments finish that review. Bring it back, and you said by February, we're hoping to have them all.
That was the
That was
direction
direction.
at corporate services that I did make it clear that I don't expect that we'll have all the schedules ready by then, and a
Okay.
couple of them for sure.
Okay.
So, and if we don't pass this bylaw tonight, that doesn't give us any direction to go review those schedules either. So,
But we're using it right now.
Yes.
Mhm.
This is basically what we're using, except we're reducing the fee on one item.
Yeah, one item.
And then
And it gives
we're doing a
direction.
review.
Like,
that
there's a whole lot of stuff here that I find is expensive.
Right, but we're not reviewing those.
And I understand that. I know we're not reviewing that, but I'm just saying it is. And not as, once you guys get the review in, once they get the review in, Is council gonna sit down and look at these and go through them?
Well, it goes to corporate.
That would be
services.
my, well, can we do it as a council of the whole instead of having to repeat this 3 or 4 times? If you do council of the whole, then we can all talk on it and we're done, right? Or at least, in the right direction.
We'll have that discussion with our corporate services, but I don't see why we couldn't do it as a council.
I think that'd be the best way to
But
do it.
but again, it's still department managers based on legislative other municipalities,
Mhm.
what they're doing, what works for our municipality.
Yeah.
Councilor Duplessis, you had your hand up?
I did. So these are our fees for 2019, so in 2020, we'll raise again to the cost of living, as we've been doing for
Yeah.
every year.
Yes.
So currently, there was a resolution passed previously by council when the bylaw was adopted, that fees increased by.
That was
yeah.
in,
That's
13,
the resolution that we're.
that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before, these fees, which is interesting. Well, maybe I've seen them, but I don't remember us voting on them, so. You're saying
No, that was in 2013.
2013
So
bylaw, okay.
any changes that have come off
Yeah.
on one-off, so this resolution says that all departments go review your fees and bring them back with recommendations.
Okay, so we'll go on. There was a recommendation regarding investment direction. So let me just get to that. Okay, so it's on page 35. Okay, so there's a recommendation from the Corporate Services Committee. Okay, and it's basically looking at investment advice. Where are you?
I'm not sure which number to look at.
Page
Page 35.
I've got 2 sets.
72.
I've got 2 sets of numbers here.
You got
Says
corporate
page-
services?
We're on I.2.
Yeah, I got, there's 35 out of 72, is that
That's
it?
it, that's the one.
Okay,
So there's a recommendation from Corporate Services.
yes.
That we give direction to staff to look at investment advice. Okay, so we make requests to one investment, RBC National Bank Securities.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's coming from Corporate Services for council to pass through the consent agenda. Okay, so bylaws and resolutions. Here we have our confirmatory bylaw, 294419. And then we have 2 reports as part of our consent agenda. We have the minutes from the joint health and safety meeting. And we have our budget variance reports. So any questions or comments on either of those? Okay, so I'll call the motion for the consent agenda. All in favor, passing it into the consent agenda? Okay, that is carried.
Part 2 of the regular agenda, moved by Councillor Duplessis, seconded by Councillor Hayden. Be resolved that the tender for phase 2 of the Connecting Link be awarded to Boulanger Construction.
Yes,
Just a quick question. I'm assuming that this work starts in the spring or is it gonna start right away?
Oh, no, it'll start in the spring.
Spring,
It's
yeah.
just, it has to, as terms of the contract, it has to be awarded before the end.
Oh, okay, that's why we're, okay.
any other questions or comments on this item? Councilor Lucy?
I'm wondering if we still have an engineer consultant who works for us, who looks after that. Is that on every project?
It looks that way. It looks like there's somebody from Anderson. There was a reporting.
Well, I see the report, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
guy on the job as we had before. Because sometimes we had trouble with shortcuts taken by contractors.
Or you mean when we actually start doing it?
When we do the work, yeah.
Yeah, RB Anderson is our
Oh, he-
contractor
okay.
and our engineer, and they are also our contract administrator. So
Okay.
they're the ones that make sure Boulanger is following the letter of the law.
Thanks.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, I'll call the motion, all in favor? That's been carried. Okay, next item.
Item L2, moved by Councillor Hayden, second by Councillor Duplessis. Be resolved that council for the town of West Mills supports the Township of Perry Resolution Number 2019-420 regarding transforming and modernizing the delivery of Ontario's goods.
Okay, I'll open up the floor for discussion. No, want to be to page 58.
I was going through everything else. I heard you though, I was good, I'm good with that.
No discussion on this item, all in favor? That's been carried. Okay, so we have some correspondence. We have the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. We have their financial review indicator. That starts on page 60 of the report. Is there any questions or comments on that report?
I think, other than the fact that the report suggests our finances are in very good shape.
I would say that as well. We take a look at the level of risk that we have for the majority of them, almost all of them, we have low level of risk. Any other questions on that report? Okay, if you do have any questions, that as you're going through it, additionally, and you know some of the details, you can contact our CAO, correct? And should be happy to explain anything on the report too.
I really encourage actually, council to look at the details of our municipal financial profiles. You know, there's some information on there about even, the average municipal property taxes per average residential household, and there's our numbers, and then the averages for the north, populations between 2,500 and 10,000, as well as for the province. And, you know, we're pretty consistently, we're in some cases even below that average, and so I think it's really good.
What page are you looking at?
64.
That's page 64.
So it compares us on a number of factors, and so I would say, you know, in addition to the overall summary, the details show that we are doing well.
Okay, so, you know, spend a little bit more time with that report if you need to, so if you have any questions, you can get some answers if you need them. Okay, so we have a number of items, other items that was circulated to council. We had some correspondence on the OCIF update. We had some correspondence from the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing on the Municipal Modernization Program. Township of Springwater resolution on conservation authority levels, and we don't have, or levies, sorry, we don't have conservation authority up there. I didn't see any relevant to us in terms of supporting that resolution. There was some correspondence from Charles Smith Public School. They had asked, they're having sounds like a robotics club that was looking at doing various things. I had replied to that. They said if you had anything that you wanted to, you could reply to their questions, and I've replied to theirs. They were asking questions about what we like about the municipality. If we can change any one thing, what would it be? So I just answered. I'm not sure. Did anybody else answer? No. Okay. Well, at least I got an answer from the municipality. And then there was some email correspondence on federal gas update. So if there's anything that you're missing or you don't recall, you can just check in with the municipal office. Roma conference is January 19th to the 21st. Is there anybody thinking that they will be attending that conference? Okay, I still haven't checked my calendar. I'm not thinking I'm available to go. So if there's anybody else that's interested, please let staff know. Please let me know. Okay, we'll go on to Mayor and Councilor reports and announcements. Let's start with Councilor Lamont.
Last Monday, I attended the workshop put on by Sandbox. That's our new website developer. I was one of nearly 20 people involved in helping them get a better picture of what our community would like to see on the website. It was really, really interesting and a lot of fun to take part in. 4 hours went by in like 20 minutes. It was like, oh, crazy. They got a lot of information, and they're going to compile all that. And also, I encourage everybody to take part on the website survey. Very important to do so.
Okay.
I have nothing, thank you.
Nothing. Councilor Dupuis?
Compliments to staff on a very organized parade. And of course, thanks to all the volunteers.
I'm gonna have to echo that. I got to ride in the fire truck.
I knew you were gonna add that.
Sorry. It was well done. I actually was pretty thankful to some people from the town that videotaped it, because I forgot to go back and look at the floats because I was too excited and then had to go upstairs and help. Not had to, but went upstairs to help out. So that was well done. Looks like everybody had a good time. Everybody was safe. Awesome.
Good.
I don't have anything.
Okay, I have a couple of items. The first one has escaped me. Let's go back up. Oh yeah, the last corporate services meeting, I just wanted to say that I didn't end up attending the corporate services meeting, or attended just for a short few minutes, because I was on a conference call about landfills with other municipalities. So there's more information that's coming up. I think I mentioned that at the last meeting. There's no new information, but there's the opportunity to participate in these things every once in a while. And so if you get that information and you want to participate in those webinars, it's usually just a matter of letting staff know. Staff will make the connection, so you get the number to call in, and then you can participate. Oftentimes it's just a matter of listening to what's going on, and that was a teleconference. So please take advantage of those. There's lots of good learning opportunities through that. I would also mention about the Santa Claus parade, because I had come back to town. I was out of town earlier that day, and I came back to town for that, and I got to ride the fire truck too. I was kind of excited, and I was actually shown where the horn was, so I got to blow the horn often. So we have there are opportunities for suggestions. So if there's anything, if you are participating in some way in having these suggestions, please make those suggestions for change. And then the last thing is there's a DSAB meeting upcoming this week on Thursday. There's a DSAB meeting, and one of the things that we're going to do is talk about the allocation for the Power Dam grant. We think that we're being charged a little bit more than we should be on our Power Dam in terms of the apportionment, so I need to see if we can adjust that and potentially save us some money. But again, it's a very large board, and we are just 2 votes. Councillor Van Elsen, I'm not sure if she's going to be back for that. So there's just one voice on that issue at the table. And the last thing is I had a meeting with MPAC. It was a very frustrating meeting. It was last week on Thursday. And this was about the issue where we hadn't paid the bill over we were paying on debt for a number of years. And we had approved staff to pay half of it, or offer half of it as part of the settlement. And I was very disappointed with how MPAC handled the entire thing. And so we expressed our concerns, but it looks like they're not willing to do anything in terms of taking up some of the cost of what that bill charge was. We had to pay the full amount. They were threatening litigation. So that bill was paid, but it was just a matter of expressing my disappointment to them in terms of how they were handling all of that. So I had that meeting at the MPAC office in Sudbury last Thursday.
That was in the read up here? I had seen something with the impact. Or was it just sent to us? Not sure.
No, it's not, that, I would think would be unrelated, anything that we've received from Impact.
Oh, okay.
This was me just expressing my disappointment with how they handled the whole situation. Yes,
If I remember correctly, we held back, Impact does all the assessments of all the buildings in the community. And we were very unhappy about some of the things that we got major surprises on, the bill and other things, okay? And
Oh, yeah,
I think we held back our yearly payment. Okay, and
yeah, that's. what-
we,
Okay, that's
just
the
to get their
connection.
attention.
I knew there was a connection.
Yeah, oh, you're, so, okay, yeah, but it was nothing recently in the agenda, it was about that.
No, I seen something else, but it wasn't, you're right.
Okay, yeah, so it was just a meeting with them to explain that it was.
There was a recent email from Impact.
There was, eh?
Yeah, it was just, I'm not sure if it was,
Yeah, it was,
it was.
it wasn't bad enough that I had to worry about it.
Regarding they just set their budget, so we'll probably get that soon.
Yes,
That's all it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, December.
okay.
Okay, so that's all I have in terms of the other issues I've been working on. So our future meetings, we have a special meeting of council on November 28th at 4 p.m. That's on strategic planning. I have a conflict on that day, so I will not be attending that meeting. And we have a corporate services committee meeting December 3rd at 4 p.m. And we have a next regular meeting of council December 10th at 7 p.m. Yes.
Special meeting of council on the 28th will be in the chamber here.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. We have a motion to adjourn. So moved by Councilor Duplessis, seconded by Councilor Hayden, be it resolved that the regular meeting of council is hereby adjourned at 7:27 p.m. All in favor? That's carried. How are you?